Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome to Combat Ready HQ. Welcome to today's video where we will be discussing on how you can join and train for the Household Cavalry Regiment and how you can look to see how you progress through the regiment and your career if you want to stay on for say 4, 8, 12, 22 years, however long it is you want to stay in for. Household Cavalry Regiments then is actually two regiments. You've got the Household Cavalry Mounted Regiment, which do carry out ceremonial duties in Knightsbridge, and then you've got the Household Cavalry Regiment, which is the armoured reconnaissance, the operational side down in Bulford. Come under the Household Cavalry Regiment, but are two separate regiments, have two commanding officers, two RCMs, regimental corporal majors. We have corporal majors, not sergeant majors. Okay, so they are Household Cavalry, but they're two separate regiments when it classes as postings and coming under those regiments, but you will work in both. So they are one of the most senior regiments in the British Army, broken down into the Lifeguards and the Blues and Royals. Not really much of a difference down in Bulford, but in Knightsbridge it is, you either go to the Lifeguard Squadron or you go to the Blues and Royals Squadron. Talking about the operational unit, that is providing an armoured reconnaissance capability with the state-of-the-art Ajax armoured fighting vehicle. Yes, they finally have the new vehicle and they are training on it. Okay, they are soldiers are first and foremost armoured reconnaissance experts, but also specialise in other battle-winning capabilities, including snipers, anti-tanks, and even remote pilot air systems such as small drones and UAVs to gather information. The Household Cavalry Regiment then are the King's Guards. They are the ceremonial face of the regiment, conducting mounted state and public duties in London. Okay, they're a very big tourist attraction, but they do carry out a specific role and job, something that is also very important to the King and the royal family. What you can expect then when you join. So, for the Household Cavalry, they no longer go through phase 1 in Purbright. So if you're going to go Household Cavalry, basically the way it works, you come under the Royal Armoured Corps, but the Household Cavalry Regiment are actually separate. So you come under the Royal Armoured Corps, but normally if you're going Royal Armoured Corps, you could go to sort of many of the units. You go Royal Armoured Corps and then in phase 2 you then pick unit. If you're going Household Cavalry Regiment, it's decided before you start phase 1. But the Royal Armoured Corps and the Household Cavalry Regiment now do phase 1 training at ITC Catterick, where infantry do their training. No longer do it in Purbright or Winchester. It is now done in Catterick if you go in at adult regular basic training. If you're looking to still go junior entry, so say 16-year-old straight from school like I did, then you will go to AFC Harrogate, and then from your basic training, whether that's Catterick or Harrogate, you'll then go down to Bovington to carry out your trade training. You can see an annual salary of £18,687 minimum while you carry out your phase 1 training. After completing basic trade training, okay, so this is coming out of Bovington, you can look to see your pay increase to £23,496. They are accepting you from years of 16 years all the way up to 35 years and 6 months. So it's not too old to join if you're looking at joining. You're around 33, 34 years. You don't need any formal qualifications either to be able to join. What you do need to do though, you need to pass the standard basic physical fitness assessment, mid-thigh pull, medicine ball and the beep test. Okay, so for the mid-thigh pull you need to get 76 kilos minimum on the pull. You then need to get 3.1 meters on the med ball throw, and then you need to get a score of 8.06 on the beep tests. Okay, so you need to pass them 3 to be able to get through the assessment centre and into phase 1 training. Okay, you haven't got to be far beyond that. You just need to meet those basic minimum standards to get in. If you meet those minimum standards, the instructors in phase 1 and phase 2 can get you to the standard you need to be a full-time soldier within the regiment. So what are you going to do in Bovington? Okay, so you've carried out regular training, which is 14 weeks if you go adult entry, where you do basic soldiering skills, or you could do the 23-week course as a junior soldier in Harrogate, where they go a little bit more in depth and you do a little bit more of education. You're then going to go down to Bovington for 20 weeks of specialist training. Okay, this is focusing on communications, okay, fighting from vehicles and introduction to the Ajax. You can also look to get your driving license if you don't have it. So you do your driving training and driving test for cars, so that's B license, while down at phase 2 Bovington, which is a bonus. I've got all my licenses, B plus CC, C plus E, all free through the army, so thank you very much. It's one of the positives and the pros about joining the army. What's going to happen then? Household Cavalry, you're not going to go straight to Bulford. You're going to complete your specialist training, which is around 20 weeks in Bovington. You're then going to go off to Windsor and you're going to start riding school. From riding school, okay, you basically, which is really hard, by the way. Some people have even said it's harder than P Company. A lot of riding in the day and then getting your kit ready at night. It is tough, but it's definitely well worth it. Big sort of pass-off parade at the end of it as well. A great experience apparent. So definitely worth doing. What you're going to do is you're then going to go to Knightsbridge for 18 to 24 months of ceremonial duty. Everyone who joins the regiment goes and does ceremonial duty first before heading down to Bulford. What you can do throughout your career is then post between the both if there's spaces and it suits what's going on in your career. So it's not just you're going to do to 18, 24 months. If you really enjoy it, you can go down to Bulford and come back later on in your career. Sometimes they do keep a few people there. If they're, becoming a riding instructor, you've got past experience, you go into the farriers and stuff, but very, very small number. Majority of you go down to Bulford. What you can do though, if you perform well in Knightsbridge and you do well as a trooper, you can look to promote to Lance Corporal while in Knightsbridge and go down to Bulford as a Lance Corporal. But majority of people sort of go down there as a senior trooper because they've done around 18 to 24 months. So you're a bit more senior, and then you go down there and sort of become a junior again because you have to learn the whole operational side. But yeah, Knightsbridge, then to Bulford. That's where you then become an operational combat soldier. Then the goal is to basically work your way through career management. You want to basically, if you're looking to stay in, the pinnacle of your career is become an armoured recce commander, and that is now the commander of the new Ajax vehicle. That's where you're looking to be, unless you possibly specialise off, but we'll cover them in a minute. You're going to head down to Bulford and you're going to become a driver of Ajax. Okay, positive of being a driver, when you're on exercise, you get driver's hours. You have to sleep for like 13 hours so you don't do stag when you go on exercises. So look at it that way. I'm going to go down, do the driver training on Ajax. You're going to get experience, hopefully go on ops, but you're going to go out on exercises, become a driver, learn that vehicle in and out because you really, really need to know it, okay? If you break down out on exercise or ops, you and your crew need to know how to fix it. I remember when I was in Oman, we just got stuck on our own, literally in the middle of a desert, 3 of us, and had to fix a CVRT between the 3 of us. Everyone had gone, we were there broken down and had to fix it ourselves. And that's your goal as a trooper, is to just gain experience of how the troop works, the squadron works, how the vehicle works, how you can maintain it. It's your vehicle, you've got to look after it. Then you're also just looking at what the trooper and the commander are doing, learning about the tactics, how you're moving across the ground, okay? Then your next goal is you want to become either a senior trooper or a Lance Corporal, sometimes a Lance Corporal of horse, but normally a Lance Corporal trooper, to become a gunner of the Ajax. That's your next goal, okay? The fully automatic 40mm cannon. They had a few teething issues, but I hear it's fixed. It's absolutely brilliant and mega to fire. And then your final goal is to become an armoured recce commander of the Ajax vehicle, and then look to become a troop corporal of horse and look after your own troop alongside the troop commander. And then you can go on to say quartermaster, obviously corporal majors, etc. of the squadron, but your main focus is driver, gunner, commander. Okay, perform well through all 3 of those roles. Learn the role inside out, learn the vehicle inside out, learn how to maintain it, move tactically, and just be the best soldier you possibly can. Few specialist roles that you can do then. Like I said, you could go off to the sniper team, so you will have to conduct the sniper course, which is absolutely nails but thoroughly enjoyable from what I've heard. You could become an anti-tank operator, so that could be something that you might sort of enjoy, getting on the javelin. And then you got the remote pilot air system operator, fancy name, basically flying drones and UAVs, gathering intelligence and information and passing it back up to the squadrons and up the command chain of command. Okay, so the main focus is driver, gunner commander, but you could possibly go off and specialise. What can you expect though? They are getting very busy. They had a very quiet period, which was very frustrating for a lot of soldiers, but they're getting busy now. I know they've been out on Optoska, they've been out in Sweden training on the Ajax, training with the Swedish army, and the Ranger regiments out there. They've been going all over the places now, really getting busy, really sort of testing themselves on the Ajax, because once this Ajax is fully operational and in there, they're more than likely going to use it and want to use their money's worth. Just going to have some of my combat ready coffee. Make sure you head over to our website to get some. So that's how it's going to work, okay? Main focus for first, if you're looking to join though, is obviously just passing those physical fitness assessments and the assessment centre, okay? Getting through that and trying to get the best grade possible. You're then going to head off to Harrogate or Catterick, and then do your phase 2 training in Bovington, then go and have a good laugh in Knightsbridge, get London pay, go on the piss in London, do ceremonial duties, get some brilliant absolute mega pictures in all your kit, and then head down to Bolford and become an operational soldier, and possibly look to specialise in one of the routes as well. You know, it's a great regiment. Late start on a Monday. Hopefully they still do it. I think it was like a 10:30, 11:30 start on a Monday. You're done by about 4 o'clock. Tuesday's pretty busy, but PT in the morning, 10:30 start. Do your training throughout the day. Wednesday, normally there's a sports afternoon. They're quite big on sports and being the household cavalry and being quite out there. I think guys were doing all crazy stuff. I remember in Windsor we were doing fucking wakeboarding and rock climbings. I think they started a polo team. Of course they have, it's the household cavalry regiment. Boxing, football, rugby, CrossFit, warrior fitness, running, cross country, whatever it is, the household cavalry pretty much do it. I used to just go and do some sort of like warrior fitness, or I used to play football in sports afternoon when I was there. Thursday, PT in the morning, start 10:30 start for work after PT, and then finish. And then Friday, normally a little bit of work in the morning, sort of weapon cleaning, do a big CO's PT session, a nice big tab or something like that. And then that's you pretty much done for the day, unless you're away on course or on exercise over the weekend. And that's how your week's going to look. Might have changed slightly since I was there, but that's how it is. If you love vehicles, you love being a soldier, you're really going to love the Household Cavalry Regiment. It is a brilliant unit to be in, and I have to say it's got some of the best soldiers I have ever worked with as well, so I highly recommend that you check it out. The way it's going to work through the rank structure is slightly different. So you're going to be a trooper, lance corporal. You then have lance corporal of horse. Okay, we don't have sergeants in the Household Cavalry Regiment. It's an old tradition back from Queen Victoria, but lance corporal of horse is a full corporal. It's 3 stripes and a crown, so it's a staff sergeant rank slide basically. You then want to look to become a corporal of horse, which is a sergeant, platoon sergeant. It's a troop 3 bar. 3 black stripes and a black crown. You then got staff corporal, which is your staff sergeant, 4 stripes upside down with a crown. And then you've got your standard squadron corporal major, which is squadron sergeant major, and then regimental corporal major, and your quartermasters off that. Household cavalry officer, we're doing more in-depth video, but you're going to go to RMS Sandhurst, and then you're going to do your sort of crew commander, Bovington, do a bit of trade training, and then you're going to go straight on to sort of crew commanders with the more senior lance corporal of horses, so you can become a troop commander and command a vehicle, but we're doing more in-depth video on that. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Hopefully it's been useful. Make sure you check us out on Instagram. Go and check out our website. Check out our new coffee blends, our Combat Ready in the Shadows, Covert Ops. We've got a decaf version as well. Some tactical warrior gear on there as well, with a lot more to come. Hope you enjoyed the video. Check out the free Discord as well, and I'll see you soon.